tired right now. Did not want to get out of bed. Is anyone interested in buying my super awesome table here? This is one piece of wood. It's 14 feet long. It's like solid thick. It's got a nice metal base. Look at this like woodwork right here. It's like recently refinished. Contact me if you want to buy it. That was complete misery. There was not one part of that workout that I enjoyed. I think it was because I stayed up too late playing video games on the computer.
Time to roast. Last night, we called a meeting with all of the kids, and I thought it was really cool because Ben orchestrated this meeting. He saw a need to talk about something and he made it happen. He cared enough about it and felt enough confidence to say, I'm gonna talk about this with my kids. I just think that's really cool because it just shows how much he cares about the kids. It shows how much he cares about his position as a dad and how much value that he puts on that it actually matters what he does and what he says, and he can make a difference in his kid's life. So we just sat around in here in the living room around the fire, and he brought up some dynamics between the kids that were discouraging to him or just concerning. And he did it in a way where I felt like he was able to be honest, but he brought the kids into it, and he brought his own weaknesses into it, and the kids shared some too, and it showed that he cared about the kids' hearts and also their relationship with each other. I'm just really thankful for him because he really cares about communicating with the kids and with me about stuff. When I have something to share, he'll oftentimes draw that out of me and say, oh, that's really important. You should share that, or you could share that. That's great. And he'll like back me up with the kids or even on this vlog because I naturally don't have as much confidence as he does in communicating and sharing my ideas and my thoughts. I'm just really thankful that he is really good at that and really is passionate about doing that. I left that meeting just feeling like this is really good. I feel really good about what just happened here. I think it's important to communicate things to our kids. For me, is not the most natural thing to do. But even if it's not the most natural thing for you to do, I think any type of just trying to share your heart with your kids, just talking to them and being honest in a loving way, I think is a win.
It is time to roast some coffee.
We have this one.
Memory. People were wondering how long we're supposed to roast the coffee for.
Well, depends on how much you do. Usually we do it for like 15 to 13 minutes or something.
Yeah, she went ahead and just wrote it on our wall as like kind of a permanent fixture.
So, time and again, the next one would save us. We were really losing our lives.
Okay, we finished roasting the coffee, and then we had a pretty good dinner that Dove made, and then we just finished our 12-step meeting. And the 12-step meeting was actually kind of funny because one of the things I shared with the kids was that I stayed up really late till 3 a.m. playing this stupid video game yesterday. And I say stupid because it was one of those things where I was like, every time I played it, I was like, this is the last time. And I like kept on like getting frustrated by the level, so I kept on playing it. That's like one of the great things about this meeting. Like the whole point of the meeting is to share areas that we're experiencing powerlessness in right now. And as a dad, there's like all this pressure I feel to like not struggle with that kind of stuff and be like, dads do what they put their minds to, and they never like, you know, eat too many root beer floats or play video games for too long. That's a kid thing. But the reality is that is like where I'm at right now, evidently, today. And it sacrifices like being a hero, like in the short run. Like that, it was kind of hard for me to share it because I have this idea like, oh, my kids want this dad that's like always in control. I think I have a better and more important role than being a hero to my kids, which is introduce them to a God that extends grace to people no matter where you're at. And I guess I am willing to sacrifice the role of being a hero for that.
And it was cool because you're not really supposed to do this, but the kids just started busting up. And I could just tell there was just this atmosphere that came over the room of like, oh, that's so funny, Dad. Like, I would have done the same thing. You know, that they all of a sudden could relate to you. I don't know. I could feel it. Like, it just felt like, it felt really bonding.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That's funny. All right, we got some packages that I'm kind of excited about. This one I already know what it is. Look at this. If any of you guys grew up in like the
Christian 80s
listening to these kids praise 1, 2, and 3, these like, I had these records of this Big Blue singing songbook when I was a kid.
Me too.
And I wanted to share these with my kids, so I'm pretty excited about these. And this next package here, Costco.com sent us all these photos. Man, this is really cool. So we made these party invitations. We are doing a Christmas party this December. It is the December 16th from 6 to 10 p.m. Dove took these pictures. We ordered like 40 of them and it was like $2.70 and free shipping. But you guys are invited to the Christmas party. I don't know if it's gonna be like really crazy. We don't have a lot of friends anymore, so I think there'll be space, but like maybe don't bring like a lot of tiny kids and have them run around like crazy, destroying things. Maybe we'll see some of you there. I'll put the description in the little thing in below. The main topic we are gonna talk about.
I feel like I'm PMSing.
Which is really a question for us because we're wondering if Cammie's pregnant or not. We don't know yet. And simultaneously, we're trying to plan this Appalachian Trail hike, which happens in 3 months. And today is Cyber Monday. So there's this like thing we want to buy today. And it's the most expensive item for our trip. It's this custom sleeping bag, dual quilt thing. It's like $400. And because it's Cyber Monday, it's like 40 or 60 bucks off or something like that. So it's a great deal right now. But we find ourselves like kind of torn because we're like, well, what if you get pregnant? Are we still going to do the trip or should we stay back?
Today, I just made a decision. I just said, you know what? If I get pregnant, I want to still do the trail. I think what I was hung up with wasn't the fact that I would be pregnant on the trail, because I've done that kind of stuff before. But it was more like, in reality, I wouldn't be able to finish the trail if I got pregnant. And that would be hard for me. But I think I realized that my main goals, it wasn't to finish the trail. Like that would be like icing on the cake kind of thing. But my main goals was to have a life-changing experience with our family, to unplug from a lot of just noise in my own head from the last 2 years of what we've gone through. And I think that can be achieved by even 1 month, I think. Let alone, I feel like we could do 3 or 4, but probably not a full 6. If
The
I got
glory comes in finishing it. Like
right.
The main Instagram pictures of the ending.
And it would be like sacrificing that glory, but the glory, it's nice and I want it, but it's not what's really going to matter 10 years, 20 years from now.
And I thought it'd be cool to bring you guys into just our thought process and discussion around this event, because it's probably the biggest like thing we've planned as a family besides moving across the country. It's like something I've wanted to do for 17 years. So it's like the ultimate bucket list. It's like, you know, probably thousands of dollars in 6 months potentially. It seems like, oh, what better time to use birth control? Let's just like put that variable on pause and accomplish this thing, which is going to guaranteed change our lives and change our kids' lives and be this positive, good, awesome, amazing thing. Not so long ago, I would have been really tempted to do that because it seems so great. It's like, why not? But now, I think no matter how great I see the Appalachian Trail, you know, it's a lifetime experience, but the decision to have kids, it's literally eternal in nature. I mean, you're making another life, another soul that I think could last forever. But it's not as instantly gratifying, you know, to have a screaming baby in 3 months and be like, oh, we could be on the trail right now. Like versus like just like killing miles.
Yeah.
You know, and posting rad outdoor pictures. Like that feels like accomplishing
a lot
more.
Sexier.
Like the thought has crossed my mind, even this lifetime bucket list thing, I would sacrifice that because we don't know. Like in take 1, we were talking about how we used to believe that you could just turn on the ability to have kids like a light switch. Turn on, turn off, like blammo, and whenever you're ready, you just pop the light switch and you can start pumping them out.
But because we've had, I think it's called a few secondary infertility episodes of like several years of that, we know that that's not the case. You're not guaranteed another kid if you want another kid. And that's not really something that I want to gamble with, even for the Appalachian Trail.
But it's confusing because I think people might put us in a category, they're like, oh, you just like want more kids. Like you like want a ton. And I'm like, actually, I'm super happy right now. I mean, I was happy with 3, I was happy with 4, I was happy with 5. I'm like really happy with 6.
I might be in the camp of wanting more kids. More than you, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think that way.
Yeah.
But what is important to me is that our mindset is aligned with kind of like proper values and priorities. So while I'm not like, oh, hey, we're hoping we get pregnant every month here. It's not like that. But I want to be ready to be betting on the thing that God says is good and that we've already concluded is better over the long run for us than any trip or any just like, you know, experience. I mean, it's in a way, it's like essentially a vacation. It's like, it's great, but it's just a thing, you know?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go then, no matter what. I mean, as pregnancy being the variable, like even if you're pregnant. That means we're gonna buy this thing. I'm ready to do it. We got the 40-degree red and yellow version. I'm ready to check out.